Okay, welcome back. Sorry we took a bit of our time while we were at it. But then looking at, first of all, introducing Mr. Sesan Okunade, Public Affairs Analyst. As always, Sesan, we're delighted you could be with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me, Uncle Yori.
Indeed. And, well, it catches our eye, breaking news, the Abba Kyari situation. Well, now we're hearing that, in fact, I don't know, maybe even as we're speaking, maybe he's taking his plea, but the breaking news says that Abba Kyari's suspended DCP Abba Kyari and 4 other police officers have pleaded not guilty to the charge. The story keeps on coming on. I've seen another report somewhere saying that no, there's no intention to scuttle the extradition of Kyari to the U.S. That is the additional charges that were added. Yeah. Even though we heard from people how once that is done, you can't really extradite. Anybody anymore. Your view of all of this? It looks like he's still in hot water, one way or the other.
Yeah, like some of the legal luminaries have said about this issue, that you don't use one issue to stall the other, and I think that is why the NDLEA has decided to bring in this issue as soon as possible. But if you look at the breaking news that we heard, that he pleaded not guilty, while 2 of the co-defendant in the case actually pleaded guilty. There were more actually to that case. It's not about the cocaine. There was issue of trying to stall the agency in terms of them bribing the NDLEA officer that happened in Port Harcourt, and all these were actually listed. But there is more to it, which we have been talking about, our judiciary process. That most of the time when we intend to have people come before the court of law, we should have substantive evidences that it will be very difficult for anyone not trying to gather evidences against the person, and he can always beat it out. Now he has pleaded not guilty, while the accomplices actually pleaded that they're guilty. 2 out of 5.
Yes.
So yes. It's something that is throwing spanner into the wheel of progress on this case until we have substantive evidences to show to him. I know it is the beginning of the case. The representative of NDLEA will go back on their course to have some of the facts to present against him. But as we speak from the breaking news, as currently they are in the court of law, shows that he said he's not guilty to the 8-count charges. Indeed. That they give to him.
And him, and that is not guilty for him, and 4 other
while 2 other actually pleaded
exactly
that they are guilty of the charges.
The police officers are given as ACP Sunday J. Ubia, ASP Bawa James, Inspector Simon Arigigba, and Inspector John Nuhu. Then there are, as you said, 2 others who are pleaded not guilty. The 6th and 7th defendants, Umebe and Ezenwane, both pleaded to the well, they pleaded guilty.
Those are the ones that actually in
pleaded
custody.
Guilty.
Those 2 pleaded guilty. They are actually the custodian that actually transact some of those things, and they said indeed that they were in custody of those stuff. And don't let's forget that the police officers in question understand the law, and they know how to actually walk around it. And that is why we've always been saying that anytime you need to take anyone to the court of law, there should be a substantive evidence that you bring to bear. Look at when the case of Hushpuppi came and they had to go to Dubai to pick up on him. The evidence was heavy, that everyone can see that with this you can, and he had no option than to just admit at the first instance. So these are some of the challenges. Some of us who are not learned fellow talked about our judiciary system, that the rightful thing must be done even before you charge people to court.
Okay, Mazio Korafo, good morning, sir. Thank you for holding on.
Good morning, Sir Yori. This issue we are just querying or discussing or talking. Evidence is what, because if a policeman in any place said, Mr. A, you'll be going to court, unless they just want to go to court for formality. But if they know that if they reach to court, this person will be held responsible for what? Because what the judge is asking evidence to prove that social crime or social criminality was done, you produce. But But when you don't have anything evidence, that is why I was asking last time. When NDLEA used to parade people, even the one they did over the weekend, I think people showed us there. If they bring people, even on check where they brought the paper, everything, written, with those things, the money, everything, and they will show. But this one, no such thing. So which evidence are they going to show? Is it what you have seen on the internet? I think we had what this one, Mama was talking, preaching yesterday. That is going to deal with those who are sending Twitter because he have seen on Twitter. Is that one an evidence? It's just as far as I'm not. That was propaganda, or just a trait which has no bearing. Now, and that's why I thank God for the international that warning him that you should not threaten anybody that send a tweet. The tweet is normal. Everybody can send any tweet, at least to back up what is or what you have seen. But the question is this: what is the Constitution saying? Evidence to prove that Mr. A committed social crime. Yeah. So that is to say that authority confined on this issue, they should go back home and do the needful. Not to try telling Nigeria, even American people, they say, my friend, come, show us, we have their man is telling us this and that. If they don't have anything, they will not tell the young man to come and prove. So Nigerian government or the judiciary, they should do the needful. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant day in Lagos. Good morning.
Indeed. Thank you very much for calling in, Mazi. So just as you were saying, there's a need for work to be thoroughly done. Because the court is impersonal about these matters. It will concern itself with the evidence. That's why sometimes, as you were saying, those of us that are unlearned might just howl in disbelief when a person that we think we know is certainly guilty. Sorry, that's not the way the court works. The court works based on the evidence before it. That's why we've heard from lawyers that people need to be thorough before advancing these cases.
It's part of the challenges we're faced with our judiciary system. Most of the time we take people to court, it lingers for so long because there is nothing to charge them with. You come with evidences on social media. Actually, I was watching CNN while they were talking about verifying even information on social media, pinpointing location to verify that actually those things happen. It's a very valid thing that must be done within our judiciary system. We have said it that they are the last hope of common man. You can imagine some of the issues that actually been allegedly charged against this DCP, and there are no substantive evidences taken before court. I expect that on the first on the first visit, even to the court, some of those things you will even be jittering. You cannot see an American man inviting you, inviting you to show up. They would have done their forensic, they would have carried out their due diligence. As you are coming, they place even 1, 2, 3 words ahead of you. You have no option rather than just admitting, because those evidences will be there. But that is not the issue with us, and that's why we are imploring the judiciary system before all those things are done. Have your fact and evidences so that some of these things can be tackled as swift as possible.
We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Sesan Okunade, Public Affairs Analyst. Just brought you that update on the situation with the sensational case of the quote-unquote super cop, disgraced and suspended DCP Abba Kyari's processes through the court systems. Well, thank you very much, as again I said once more.